Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of Cinetroverts, the show that was completely unaware winter was coming. I'm your host, Mondo, and with me is...
Tabby.
Hey guys, it's been a while, so we thought we'd come back and do another episode. Sorry, we haven't been doing this. I'm sorry to our 5 listeners, or less.
Probably less now.
Probably less now. But, you know, we've been raising a child.
That's right.
Right.
Doing important stuff.
Yeah, we're adulting so hard right now.
We have never been adulting harder.
You know, I just got the paperwork for my car registration.
Fun.
Yeah, I was like,
Isn't adulting the best?
I think I was like, oh, I had a good paycheck this week, and then I'm like, I worked overtime, I'm good, and then all of a sudden I'm like, bill.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is.
I paid lots of bills last week.
Yeah. So, pretty much, guys, we, about a little over a week ago, we sat down and we watched the original miniseries, It. Tim Curry, John Ritter, all that good stuff. So we saw It, and then last night, we went to the theater. We left our humble abode to go see It, the new remake of Stephen King's classic. And gotta say, It is pretty damn good.
Yes, it was great.
So if you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. If you haven't seen it, you might want to just stop listening right now because we're gonna spoil this fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna tell you everything about it because we love this movie. I enjoyed it so much. Like, not even as a horror film, just as a movie. It's just good. It's full of heart. It's funny. It's really, I wasn't scared at all, but there's some pretty tense moments. But it's just a very just enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
It does feel like Spielberg-esque and, like, I don't know. It's hard to...
It does, but...
You know?
It kind of in that way that, like... what was that movie?
E.T.?
No.
Oh.
The J.J. Abrams one.
The Super 8?
Yes, thank you, Super 8.
Which is Spielberg-esque
I wanted
as well.
to say 8mm, but that's not right at all. That's a different thing.
Well, now more than ever...
But,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but it reminded me of that in the way that Super 8 did, but I didn't like Super 8 because Super 8 kind of seemed superficial to me. Like,
you're an asshole.
No, like, it was just, like, I just want to make a Spielberg movie, so that's what he did, and there was no other reason behind it except I want to make a Spielberg movie. This felt like more to it than that.
Yeah.
To me. I know a lot of people really like Super 8, and that's cool, but it wasn't for me.
Yeah, so I absolutely love this movie, and Stranger Things is obviously hardcore inspired by Spielberg, and even more than Spielberg, inspired by Stephen King. It's inspired by It. There's a lot of It in Stranger Things. And watching this now, a lot of people are going to say, well, Stranger Things really inspired It, I think. And what's funny is you even have an actor that is in Stranger Things that is in this new version of It.
Absolutely stole the movie.
Who stole the movie. He plays Richie. I'm talking about...
Richie's the Seth Green character from the mini.
Seth Green character from the original movie, yeah. And it's played by Finn. His real name's Finn, but he plays Mike on Stranger Things. And he plays Richie.
I thought his name was Will.
What's up?
I thought his name was Will.
No, Mike.
Really?
Mike Wheeler.
Oh, okay. Will's the one who disappeared, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Stranger Things,
so unfortunately,
all my knowledge is secondhand.
Tab's not human. She has no heart. She doesn't watch Stranger Things.
That's correct. I have no heart at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you don't know what you're missing, but you don't want to know what you're missing, apparently, so...
Because it just felt like everyone loved it because, 80s nostalgia, and I'm kind of a little bit over the 80s nostalgia thing, so I didn't really care to watch it.
Well, okay, fine, but there's so much...
So you're not even denying it?
No, there's a lot more to it than that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more to it. It's just good story, man. Yeah, there's a lot of the 80s throwback stuff that make you like, oh, I remember that. But there's just a lot of, there's creepy stuff, there's conspiracy, government, science fiction, horror stuff, and then, yeah, you get the heart of the movie, which is the kids and their friendship. You know, there's like a lot going on in the movie. So, the show. But, anyway, let's get back to It. Fascinating movie. I enjoyed it so much. But, I mean, so let's just go right off the bat. This is not a remake. It's hard to. I mean, I don't consider it a remake.
No, it's just another
It's
adaptation.
just it's an adaptation
Yeah.
of original material, which is what the TV miniseries was, you know? And this, I feel, probably has a better grasp on it because, I mean, okay, look, let's put this out there too. I've never read the book. As far
neither.
Tab's never read the book.
It's like over 1,000 pages long.
We know
That's
things.
a little daunting.
Yeah, we know things about the book, like from what we've read and read articles online, and then people have just told us stuff. Like I know people that have read it and told me things like, "Oh yeah, the TV miniseries doesn't even touch on the truth behind what Pennywise really is. Why is he a giant fucking spider at the end of the movie? That makes no sense." No, apparently there's a reason for it, but we don't know what that is because I read the book. But you did a little research on what Pennywise really is.
A little research. He is apparently an alien, a very, very, very old alien, and he was originated from a void.
Sorry.
Wow, you interrupted
I was
me.
drinking my chocolate milk. I'm
He
sorry.
originated in a void outside the universe or something like that, or in something called the Macroverse.
Uh-huh.
I believe it ties in. It sort of ties into what goes on in the Dark Tower series, which I've also never
Really?
read. I think.
What?
Yeah. I think it deals with a lot of stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what he is, and he came to Earth I forget when he came to Earth, but basically he can take on any form, and he
Yeah.
does sleep every This new movie says 27 years.
It's really every 30.
I was
right?
gonna say the miniseries said 30 years. I'm not sure what the book says, but close enough. Either way.
Yeah.
And he feeds on your fear. That's why he takes on these forms. And
Right. Well, I think what's interesting is, Pennywise the dancing clown. Why Pennywise? Why the dancing clown? Why take on that form? Well, probably because it's appealing to children. Children like clowns for the most part. Probably not anymore, but there's the fear of clowns, which I don't know. It works both ways. Like kids can be scared of clowns, or kids can be lured in by a clown. Now, what's fascinating, I think, is the fact that this alien is kind of like I hate this is a really strange comparison. I'm going to relate it to Transformers, where in the movie they come to Earth, they see these trucks and they take on the form of a truck because that they want to adapt and fit in. I think Pennywise, the dancing clown, was a real thing at one point.
this new movie certainly implied it.
This new movie, there's like an old circus thing. It says Pennywise the dancing clown and everything, like it's old, old shack, old artwork, old billboards that say Pennywise the dancing clown. And even when he first appears to Georgie, he's like, "I'm Pennywise the dancing clown. Yes, that's it. Pennywise." It's like he's just figuring out who he is. Kind of like in Stepfather, where he's like, "Wait, who am I here?" It's kind of like that. So I think he just took on this persona, and that's just the form he's living as right now. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That's my take on why he took that form. Yeah, I mean that drain scene is way more insane than the TV version. Again, I did hear that Georgie does get his arm ripped, or they find him with his arm ripped off, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And this one, you see it, it's like, holy shit.
And it is, I don't know, I really didn't like seeing a little 5 or 6 year old crawling, trying to get away from this monster with his arm ripped off. That was kind of intense for me, you know?
Yeah. Let's talk about Bill Skarsgård, who plays Pennywise, real quick. He's amazing. He
did great.
Good.
I feel like he didn't have a whole lot to do in this one.
He's not in it a lot.
Right, not compared to Tim Curry, who's all over the place in it, you know? But maybe in the next one, in the next chapter when they're adults, maybe he'll get a little more to do.
Oh, and it's going to happen, too. And that's straight up the difference between the miniseries and this. The miniseries is all one big movie. It's one big, giant movie, but it sprinkles back and forth. It jumps between past and present.
Mm-hmm.
So this does not do that. We do not see any of the Losers Club. Stan, Eddie, Beverly, Ben, Mike, Bill. We do not, Richie. We don't see any of them as adults. We
Right.
don't even get a good hint of that, really. So what ends up happening is we just stay with them as kids. The movie does open in Derry, set in the 1988, and we meet Bill, and the thing with Georgie happens kind of immediately. Then it jumps forward a year to 1989. And we just kind of meet the Losers Club. The actors are fantastic. These kids were casted spot on. Yeah, this kid named Jaden Laberger, I don't know, I probably got that wrong, plays Bill. Finn, who I talked about from Stranger Things, Finn Wolfhard plays Richie.
That's quite a name.
I know. The kid that played Ben is awesome.
He
Jeremy
was
Ray
precious.
Taylor. Yeah, I don't know what else he's done, but yeah, he was just really cool. He was great. He's a bully in Ant-Man.
Oh, is he
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. So I mean, he's done some stuff. The kid that played Mike is pretty good. Then we got
That kid, I kind
yeah.
of wish he had a little more to do. The kid who played Mike, because he kind of grabbed me right at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then he kind of disappears from the movie for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Mike is different. He is a homeschooled kid who works with his grandfather at the slaughterhouse, and they kill sheep.
Grandfather who's in one scene, but played by Stephen Williams, by the way, which made me happy.
If you don't know who that is, he's from Down on Jump.
21 Jump Street. He
He's
was
the
Captain Fuller. Yes.
Yeah, he's the captain. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you caught that because you're a huge 21 Jump Street fan, so
Yes.
you picked up on that immediately. Thinking about Ben, it's fascinating, is in the original movie, he's kind of doesn't really have a lot to do. He's basically, he's the fat kid that's teased a lot by what's his name?
Bowers.
Henry Bowers, yeah. But in this, he doesn't have any friends. He's a hardcore loner, so he spends all of his time in the library. He's a history nut.
Only
He's
because it's his
hard-
Christian duty.
Yeah, I was like, duty. No, but it's fascinating because Mike in the original is a history, but I don't know if it's like that in the book.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but
which
Mike,
one it is in the book.
Right, so Mike is the history buff, and ultimately becomes a librarian, stays in Derry while everyone moves away. In this, Ben lives in the library practically, and he's a history buff, and he's obsessed with the town Stark history.
Mm-hmm. He's the one.
And
who
he's the
starts
one that
figuring
kind of
this
puts it
stuff
all together.
out.
Like
Yeah.
every 27 years, something happens. The black spot, the fire, the carnival fire, the Easter egg fire. Like all these kinds of tragedies and missing people, missing persons rates and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
He's into all that. And it's fascinating. That's what sucks everyone else in. Mike, is, like I said, he's an interesting character. He doesn't really have a lot to do, but he is there. He's a strong character, and he kind of completes the group. But it just makes me think, when we do the sequel, which is going to happen, it wasn't officially announced until maybe about a week ago, but then by the time this movie ends, the last thing you see is, it says like the end of the movie, then it says Chapter 1.
Yeah.
So
Plus,
you
this
know
movie
there's gonna be more.
has made like over $100 million
Yeah.
so far.
It's tracking 100 million for opening weekend, and which
Oh,
I
that's what
knew
it
was
is,
going to
yeah.
happen. So
It was packed when we went.
So this changes things. So I think Ben will ultimately be the one that stays behind instead
Pulls
of
them
Mike,
all back in.
and pulls them all back together again, versus Mike, will change things. And I don't know, will he still get with Beverly? Will that still happen? Because they strengthened the Beverly-Bill relationship quite a bit.
Yeah, in the miniseries, she had a crush on him, but he didn't seem to think of her in that way at all.
Yeah. And they had kind of a history together because they apparently were each other's first kissed in 3rd grade. They did a play together.
Oh, yeah. You can't fake that kind of chemistry.
Yeah, Richie.
That's-
Oh my
that's
God,
funny.
Richie. Dude, Finn Wolfhard's so fucking great. in this
Richie and
movie.
Eddie had all the best lines.
Yeah, Eddie. Eddie's great, man. Kid played Eddie's fast talking, neurotic.
That's
Woody
what I
Allen,
love about Eddie
So good.
in this as opposed to the miniseries. And I feel bad saying this. I don't mean to insult any of the child actors from the miniseries, They all
they're
did.
all old. They're all old now.
That's
doesn't
true.
matter.
And they all did do a good job, but I'm saying as it's written, it probably because, this didn't air on TV. I like that he is kind of the sort of nerdy, asthmatic hypochondriac, but
Yeah.
He's still like a smart mouth, and he still cusses like a sailor,
well,
like kids do.
That's why I love that. They all cuss. They
Yeah,
all got
kids
fucking mouths.
They do.
Yeah, and I like that. You know, Richie was very he was very creative with his vulgarity. Like it just
go blow your dad, you mullet wearing asshole.
yeah, and then he flips him off. Like
Yes.
It's so great. And he's like, well, originally this town used to be a beaver trapping town. Still is, am I right, boys? Like, you know,
Oh,
he's like, oh, I can't believe
fantastic.
I picked the short straw. Too bad we weren't measuring dicks. Like, it's so funny.
Oh, and he had that great speech at the end too. He's, now I gotta kill this fucking clown.
Yeah, no, he's great.
Hell yeah!
He stole the movie. And
Absolutely.
He's just so good. But I don't know, like you'd see, he's still probably going to become a comedian. I see that
Oh yeah.
happening for his future. Beverly, let's talk about Beverly for a minute. So originally, do you remember the actress's name for the original? Yeah.
The adult one or the child?
Well, the adult is Annette O'Toole.
Yeah.
Right, and she was on
Of Smallville fame.
Smallville,
Yeah.
right.
The child was Emily Perkins.
Right,
From
right.
Ginger Snaps.
Okay, I couldn't remember. Thank you
Yeah.
for reminding me. Well, in this, Beverly Marsh is played by Sophia Lillis. She hasn't really done a whole lot. I mean, she's got a pretty small filmography, a lot of indie
You know,
films.
I could not find these kids' ages on IMDb, but I just want to say, she looked like she's about 15, and Ben, who's crushing on her, looks like he's about 10.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
yeah.
but I'm not sure of their actual ages, so I could
Right.
be totally wrong. It could just be how they look.
Right, and, well, I mean, I think she was really good.
Oh, she was great.
She was really, really good. There's one scene in particular that's slightly strange to watch, and that is there's a scene where they go to the quarry to go swimming, so they jump off a cliff and go swimming and stuff. You see it in all the trailers, but you know, so all the guys are in their underwear and they're like daring each other to jump off the cliff and jump into the water first. And like, you go first, and then they'll see her, I'll go. All the guys turn around and you see her unbuttoning her dress, and then she opens up, revealing herself and her underwear and bra, and they kind of like make it like, oh, like very fantasy.
It's a male gazing shot.
Yeah, it's a male gaze, and it's strange because
she's
a
underage. Yeah.
and it's like I feel really weird watching this.
I was a little bit like,
She was a little too sexualized, for lack of a better word.
Right, yeah.
And I just felt really...
And like, we get it. It's supposed to be from their point of view.
Yeah,
and they're like, wow, a girl.
But it was just a really... I don't know how to say it, but...
No, I feel you. I
mean,
was definitely feeling like, can we not...
Yeah, I felt... she's she's a pretty girl, and I'm sure she's going to be gorgeous as an adult. But
yeah, but she is a girl, not a woman. Yeah,
that's the key word.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a girl. She's a little girl. Like, it's weird, you know?
Yeah.
But she was really good. I think she was great, and
she had a lot of charisma.
Yeah, extremely charismatic. She's a manic pixie dream girl that we all want. And Pixie Piggy, she's got the pixie cut. She cuts her hair, and
yeah, but she also has her own character and her own arc. You know, which is why she's better than your typical manic pixie dream girl.
And she has a lot to do. I mean, you know, towards the end of the movie, she does get abducted by Pennywise. And
yeah, I'm not sure if that happens in the book, but I was kind of like, oh, really? The girl gets kidnapped, really?
But what I found interesting was, you know, she's caught under like a hypnotic type spell, and let's talk about that real quick. So you see Pennywise. I mean, he kills pretty much all these kids. Some of them end up being found, like their bodies and stuff. The rest of them just vanish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it always talks about them floating. We see
they're literally
the dead
floating,
children floating, because it's all in the sewers, and it's like a good section of the sewers, and there's like a giant type, I don't know, a sewer system, just big open area underground, and there are just kids floating.
Yeah, which is interesting because it finally makes the miniseries make sense, because he's constantly going on and on about floating.
You'll float too. It's like
they float. I'll show you how to float. But no one ever floats in that movie.
Yeah, but then you see all these kids floating. So I don't know if that was added in or not, but it was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Maybe they didn't have the budget for floating effects in the
So
miniseries.
anyway, Pennywise kind of hypnotizes her. Her eyes turn white, and she starts floating. And later at the end of the movie, when she's snapped out of it and they rescue her and everything, she says, "I saw us, all of us older, and we're all together again."
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, you know it's going to happen later, because I think that was probably added just for the movie.
Probably.
Saying, we're going to do this again, we're going to come back as adults.
Yeah.
And that leads to the question, because we always ask, who's going to play the adult versions of all these characters? Who's going to do it? I mean, and the thing is, the age range, I mean, I think they're all what? They're all freshmen, sophomores? They're all like 14, 15?
But I would say between
13?
like 13 and 15 maybe.
Okay,
Except
so
Ben looked really young
So
to me.
we're throwing 27 years on there. So that's like 40.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all going to be around 40.
But it's Hollywood, so they'll cast a 20-year-old for Beverly,
right.
at least.
Well, I don't think so. I
know,
really think, I'm just going to say this right now, I'm calling it, Jessica Chastain will play Beverly Marsh, the adult Beverly Marsh.
I'm down with that.
And here's why I really think so. Not only is she green-eyed, red hair, hot actress, and a damn good actress.
Oh, she's great. I love her.
But she has a relationship with Andy Marchetti, who is I probably said his last name wrong, but fuck it. They have a relationship because he directed Mama. Mm-hmm. She stars in Mama. So I really, and she fits the role.
She definitely does.
And I don't think with the script, they're going to call it in. They did not call it in with the script. This is a well-polished, well-written, and well-made film.
It was, you could tell it was done with love, it wasn't...
And respect.
Right. It wasn't like let's just slap a Stephen King thing together and make money off the name.
This movie wasn't just made with heart, it was made with a lot of talent.
Yes.
And now that they have this credibility, they're not going to phone it in. They're going to take it very seriously, and they're going to handle it with care. And I think Jessica Chastain will be casting because, one, they need talent, and she's talented. 2, she looks the role. 3, she's got a relationship with the film's director and writer.
That would be great.
So I think she will do it.
I will say
I really do.
The adults got a tough act to follow because these kids,
you
really cared about them, and and you obviously knew they were going to succeed if you know the story at all, but you're just rooting for them so much,
Yeah. Ben, I could see Chris Pratt doing it.
I can see that.
Because here's the thing, they asked him to. They asked all the kids who could see themselves, playing older versions of themselves, and they all said different things that were completely different ages. But here's the thing, like, I could see Chris Pratt playing Ben because of the way he carries himself and his eyes. The shape of his eyes is like the shape of Ben's eyes. Mm-hmm. Like, they're very similar. And Chris Pratt used to be fat.
Yes.
So, and then he got all better looking, like built and in shape and stuff. So I think Chris Pratt I don't know how old Chris Pratt really is.
He's in his 30s.
He's in his 30s somewhere, but I think he could pull out 40.
Yeah.
I think he can do it.
I don't know. I think he could do it. I just have a major, major soft spot for John Ritter, and I don't see them as that similar, I guess.
Yeah.
But I really love John Ritter in the miniseries. He made me really, really sympathize with that character.
Yeah, he was great.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Chris Pratt can do it.
I don't know, can Chris Pratt tone down the roguish, jokey enough to do it, you think?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Richie? I am going to throw out a wild card, but you're probably going to shoot me down.
What?
Jason Bateman.
Oh, I think he could do that.
I don't know why, but I think he's got the right amount of wittiness and sass and silliness to pull it off.
With slight asshole-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I could see him doing it.
I can see that easily. Yeah, he could do that.
Yeah.
Be kind of funny if they got Seth Green to do it.
That'd be stupid.
I know, but it'd be funny.
Yeah. Bill? I don't know. I don't know why. I want to say, it wouldn't make sense, but the other Sarsgaard.
What other?
Bill. Wait.
Bill
no.
is Pennywise.
Yeah, shit. What's his name? Fuck.
Alexander?
The Killing?
no! That's
Peter?
but that's
Skarsgård.
That's Sarsgaard though, right? Not
Skarsgård. Oh, you're
isn't it?
right. Not related, so it would work.
Yeah.
But people would get confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't
could
know.
kind of see that.
I could kind of see it, maybe. I don't know.
I'd have to think about Bill.
Yeah.
Because you need someone who's super vulnerable, you know? And
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of actors.
Or maybe Jason Bateman could play Eddie.
He could do that too.
Yeah.
He could do that too. I think Richie's more in his comfort zone, but it's not like he's a bad actor. He could pull off Eddie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty fascinating. I think the thing we're kind of wondering is like, what's going to happen? How's this going to change? Things are going to be different. Because, like I said, I already explained Ben and Mike's thing. So, I don't know, Ben can be the one that stays and brings them all together again. It just sounds more logical. I don't think it'll make sense for Mike to become a librarian and be the one that stays there. This just doesn't make sense with the way they've set this up.
Yeah, especially because he might have, it seemed like he straight up killed Henry Bowers. Granted, it was self-defense.
Oh, we're going to talk about Henry Bowers in a minute. But yeah, I mean, so that's one thing that's different.
Yeah, Mike seems to be on a different path, and
Yeah.
it seems more like I don't know, it seemed to be getting the kind of be a man speech at the beginning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
By which I mean a stereotypical man, like, so I don't see him being a librarian.
Kill the lamb.
Right, you kill that sheep, okay,
Yeah,
Grandpa?
Right. Oh, God, what was I going to say? Beverly knows that Ben wrote the poem. Like,
Yes.
you know, heart's burning fire. My heart burns. Eyes of amber. My heart burns there too.
Your hair is like fire, January, and
Yeah.
rose, my heart burns there too.
Yeah. So, oh, thank you, baby.
Not you.
But like she knows now. She knows he wrote the poem. She goes the whole miniseries. I don't know if it's in the book, but she goes the whole time not knowing that Ben wrote the poem.
Until she's an adult.
Until she's an adult, she puts it together. Well, she says she always knew.
She said she thought it was Bill at one point.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But, you know, so that's another thing. It's like, oh, well, yeah, I know it's you. That thing kind of happened. And then, but they make the relationship between Bill and Beverly so much stronger, you're going to have to wonder, and when they're adults in the next movie, are you going to be rooting for them to get together?
Well, I know he definitely does have his wife in the book. What was her name from Black Christmas? Who's in
yeah.
later in the miniseries?
I can't think of her name.
Hello? No, it's Olivia
Hussey.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. She was Black
Oh
Christmas.
God, she didn't sound like that.
She does. She has some hello. Like she has this like bewildered look
on her.
Bewildered look on her face in Black Christmas every time she gets the phone call. She answers the phone. Hello.
Well,
hello.
the point is, she is a character in the book, so I don't know. I don't know if what they're gonna do.
Well, apparently in the book, so in the future, when you jump forward to present or whatever in the present, Bill's wife shows up in Derry looking for Bill, like she does in the miniseries. Beverly's abusive husband or boyfriend also shows up.
Oh, really?
In Derry, yeah, and so does Henry Bauer.
Okay.
So apparently, and then let's go back to Henry Bauer. This guy first of all, this character, he's a turd and a fucking half in the original miniseries.
Because Stephen King can't ever just have regular bullies. No. They all have to be like murderers.
Yeah.
You know?
And this kid that played Henry Bauer is fucking evil incarnate, man.
Right, he's a sociopath. Like, he's gonna shoot a cat at one point.
Yeah.
He's like trying to carve his name into Ben's stomach.
Yeah. Well, which is funny because I think it's really ironic that he's apparently in The Dark Tower also.
Oh, that same actor?
Yeah. He plays, I don't know if he's a lead character or what he is, but he's apparently in Dark Tower, like looking at his IMDb. But he was good, but yeah, he's a piece of shit. He's an evil little fucker, and he's gonna kill these kids. They say it in the miniseries too. I don't know how bad it is in the book, but the miniseries is like, I'm gonna cut you. When he gets a hold of Ben, he's like, I'm gonna cut you, and he does. He starts like carving letters into Ben's stomach
Right.
at one point. I was like, holy shit, he's gonna kill him, and he really wanted to. He's like, I'm gonna bury you. Like he says it in the series. He says it in this.
Yeah, if he'd have caught him, I bet he would have straight up murdered him.
He probably would have fucking killed him. At the end of the movie, he's going to. He's really going to try. I think they were in the tunnel, too, in the original miniseries. Him and the bullies.
Yeah, they caught Stan in the miniseries, and they were going to kill him.
Yeah.
And then in this one, he catches Mike, and he would have killed him if... What happened? Oh, he knocked his hand out of the way at the last second, but he was going to kill him.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing, too. Henry Bauer does it alone.
Yeah, in the miniseries, he's got his two little goons with him.
I like that he has the belching front that goes, brrr, like, I love that he does, that guy is still in this movie. I think it's great.
Well, the whole story falls apart
and
without
they
the
have a fourth
belching
one.
guy.
There are 3 bullies. In this movie, there's a 4th one.
Who gets killed in the tunnel.
Almost straight up.
Yeah, by the clown.
He's a little pyromaniac that likes to have a lighter and like hairspray or something.
Yeah.
Or bug spray or something and make little flames. And he ends up getting fucking killed by Pennywise, and that's a really terrifying scene.
Oh yeah, it
but
is.
that was kind of freaky. I was like, holy shit. That's weird. But where's it going with this? Yeah, so Henry Bauer, he goes after them alone, and
after killing his father.
After like they're in the miniseries, they see, the belching one gets killed. He gets like folded in half and pulled down
the tunnel or pipe, yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you see the white light come out and it turns Henry Bauer's hair white. He's like, and just like is in shock.
And what happened to the other one?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. We just watched it.
Yeah, but and then they see in the second part once they're all older that Henry Bauer, they pulled him out. His hair was all white. He was in shock. And
he confessed to the murders. Now he's in a nut house.
Now he's in the nut house, exactly. So, but in this, Mike fights him. Mike knocks him down a well into the sewers, and you just see him fall into a dark abyss. You don't know where he ends up. So there's a really good shot he's dead. But there's also a good shot that maybe he just fell in the water.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't know what happened to him. They didn't mention it at the end. You don't know. There's no conclusion. Right?
Yeah.
You don't know what happened at the end. But, here's the thing. I like what they did with it. They made it a little scarier and more suspenseful with him going after the kids like that. And I was like, there's so much when they're adults when he just pops in the hotel and it's going to be really scary and suspenseful and awesome. So I hope he's not dead. I hope they explain how he's not dead too, because I'm pretty sure the motherfucker's dead, but hopefully he's not. But I want to know what happened to him, and I want him to go after them again when he's an adult, break out of the nut house and go after them. I want to see that. Because there's so much they could do. It's got so much potential to be really suspenseful and scary and intense. So I want to see that happen. And it'd be good for him because in the miniseries he stabs Mike.
Yeah.
Nearly kills Mike.
So this would be kind of like payback.
It's like I didn't get to finish what I started. I'm going to kill your ass. So I don't know, but that's interesting how that happened with Henry Bauer. I thought that was different.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I thought what was interesting to me is just in terms of like their presence. Like in the miniseries, Bill is the lead, and that's that, and the others are kind of equal, I think, in terms of their parts.
Yeah.
Because they all get their own little flashbacks or whatever.
Yeah, they all have their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this, like I said, doesn't do the flashbacks, so all of them have their own experience seeing.
Right. But in this one, it seemed like Richie and Eddie were pretty firmly like secondary leads.
Yeah, they're both kind of tied. They both brought a lot to it.
Yeah, and they didn't seem to have as big a presence in the miniseries. Especially, like, Richie came across in this one like Bill's best friend, you know what I mean? And that did not feel like the case in the miniseries.
Well, apparently in the book, as I was reading like kind of like stuff that happens in the book, it's Richie and Bill and Beverly that really are the ones that kill him later, like as adults. And same thing, Eddie gets killed.
I was gonna say, well, that's in the movie too, in the miniseries too. Yeah.
Yeah. So Eddie, so that's pretty much the same.
Oh,
Eddie
and
gets
Ben
killed.
kills him in the miniseries too, because Ben's down there with him.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's Ben, Eddie, and Richie, I think.
No, Ben, Richie, Bill, and...
Oh, it's...
Because Eddie gets
dies.
his dumbass
Okay.
killed
I'm
in the
getting
miniseries.
confused. But yeah, apparently in the book, Eddie does get killed. Like, everyone ends up down in the sewers again. Beverly's husband, Henry Bauer, and...
What about Mike? Mike and Stan aren't there, though, right?
No, because Stan committed suicide.
Yeah, but I didn't know if it was same in the book.
Mike does get attacked and nearly killed by Henry Bauer.
Okay.
That's the same. But Henry Bauer does end up in the sewers, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess he tries to kill Mike, and he's going to start to go after the rest of them, so I guess he chases them down to the sewers or something. So he goes to the sewers. Beverly's ex ends up down there, and Eddie, the three of them get killed in the sewers.
Okay.
And then, the rest of them, they kill it. Pennywise. Or the ancient alien that he is. And apparently he's defeated due to being taught how to defeat them mentally by a turtle, who is the enemy of it.
This is according to Wikipedia.
Yeah, so apparently there is some kind of ancient being that is a turtle, in the form of a turtle, that is the nemesis of Pennywise.
It was also part of the Macroverse.
It was also part of the Macroverse.
Yeah.
And he teaches the kids how to mentally defeat Pennywise.
Sure. I can understand why that's not in either adaptation.
I don't fucking get it. But the thing is, did you notice there were a lot of nods to a turtle?
No.
In the movie? Okay. So when they're swimming in the quarry, in this new movie, in the new 2017 swimming in the quarry, like, hey, what's that down there? Oh, it's a turtle in the water.
Okay.
When Bill is in his house and he sees Georgie running around, he goes into Georgie's room because the light turns on. There is a turtle made of Legos.
Oh, okay, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are nods to it here and there.
That's cool. I like that.
It's kind of like, okay, will this have to do with anything later? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But I like how it's that in the book. In the miniseries, it's a combination of a albuterol, an inhaler, and a slingshot with the melted down silver earring.
Yeah, this one they just grab pipes and beat his
I was gonna
ass.
say in this one they just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, they get pipes and they just
and bats and whatever they can. They're just like die.
Yeah, it's just like basically a giant junk pile that's like makes a giant tower of shit.
Yeah.
And that's where all the kids are floating around this tower.
One of them grabs a chain at one point too and starts beating him with it. It's kind of awesome.
They beat the fuck out
You're
of
like,
him.
yes, kill the clown.
Yeah. They stab him in the eye with a poker.
Oh yeah,
all kinds of things.
She shoves that poker right through his head at one point. Yeah.
Well, because every time one of them starts a fight with him, he becomes what terrified them. For Stan, it was his painting,
which is creepy.
Which is really, it's like Picasso looking with someone just with a really distorted face.
It kind of reminds me of the what's it, the Screamer?
Yeah, the Scream.
It kind of the Scream. It kind of reminds me of that.
But a really distorted face.
Yeah.
Like really weird looking, kind of like curvy face. Strange.
Yeah.
But the painting comes to life, and that's what haunts him. What haunts, what haunts Eddie is a leper.
Yeah.
Which is really freaky. That sequence was creepy.
Yeah.
There's a leper that attacks Eddie, and goes out like, Eddie! It's like he's missing a nose, his eyes are rolling backwards.
Will help me.
Yeah, it's really creepy and kind of fucked up. But there's always something different. And then when Beverly's about to take a swing at him, she turns into her father.
Yeah.
He turns into her father. And she freaks out. He's like, hey, baby.
Yeah,
little girl, right? And,
oh, God, he's so creepy.
And then she just stabs him in the fucking face with that pipe or whatever it is she has.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they all fought him. And it was cool. They were all, they all confronted him together. And I thought that was really awesome. Versus battery acid, bitch, versus that.
He's battery acid, you swine!
Yeah.
Or was it slime? Yeah. Whatever.
And here's the thing, they all together get confronted by him 3 times. So in the original, the first time they're all together and see him in the miniseries is they're looking at Mike's scrapbook, his photograph.
Yeah.
The photos. And the photo comes to life. Right. And this is a slideshow. They're looking at the town of Derry, and then the slideshow starts like...
It's in the trailers,
Yeah, it's in the trailers, like... and you see Pennywise. He pops out, like a giant version of him, pops out of the screen and comes after him.
After that great L'Oreal type reveal.
Yeah, after like the wavy red hair.
Yeah, L'Oreal, because you're worth it.
And then the second time is they decide to get brave and go into this house. Mm-hmm. Which, I don't know if it's in the story. It's not.
It's not in the miniseries.
It is. Isn't that where...
The house?
Isn't that where Stan goes?
Oh, well, okay.
And sees the mummy?
That might be it, but that's a very small part.
I'm wondering. I don't know.
Doesn't, like, connect with the sewers.
You really should have read the book.
It's so long.
I want to know now. I just want to know these things for myself.
Oh, you know what? Spark Notes. Let's just go on Spark Notes.
I really want to know all this shit.
Yeah.
So... they go into a house where...
Is Spark Notes still a thing?
I don't know. I've never even heard of Spark Notes.
It wasn't...
Spark Notes. I know Cliff Notes or Footnotes.
Spark Notes was a website that would... It was Cliff Notes, but it was a website.
Okay. Well, didn't know that.
I used to kind of cheat on some books I was supposed to read in high school.
Oh, so I was going to say, like, so you're not as smart as you think you are.
You know what? Oliver Twist was an insanely long book, and I did not want to read every word of it, so... Excuse me.
So
I passed anyway. It doesn't matter.
God, excuse me. It's late. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm tired. It's been a long day. I worked today too. Well, anyway, where was I? What was I talking about?
The house.
The house. So I mean, the house plays a pretty big role. It's like a really creepy looking house. As Richie goes, like, where all the hookers and hobos go to sleep.
Yeah.
Kids go to sleep at night. Yeah, it's like this really old, abandoned, messed up, creepy looking house. You see it in the trailer.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
And this might not be intentional, or it might be. It reminds me of the house in Salem's Lot.
Not as big. It's bigger though, right?
Yeah, but it just reminded me of it.
I can see that.
Was it the Marston house?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what it made me think of.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. So what ends up happening is this house plays a big role into it, where they all go into it. That's where, because there's a theory that Bill has that the sewers are. I mean, because Georgie ends up going down a drain, a sewer drain. And he ends up
more like it's pulled down the...
Well, he gets pulled down into a drain. But anyway, they find him in a certain area of water. And the body ends up in a place that he doesn't feel it naturally should have ended up if, it followed the water's current. So he becomes obsessed with the sewer systems. And then Ben, being as big of a buff as he is on the town history and where everything is, they make a map of the sewer system with the town of Derry. And everything, all the sewers connect through this house. Mm-hmm. So they decide, well, let's go into this house. And they go in to confront Pennywise. And that's where a bunch of stuff, I don't know, it's not in the miniseries at all. It might be in the book. But there is a ton of really creepy shit that happens. Beverly doesn't want to go in. Mike doesn't want to go in. Like, none of them want to go in. Except for Bill. Bill's like,
he's like, who wants to stay out here? They all raise their hands.
And so then they pull straws. And that's when Richie says, I can't believe I pulled a short straw. Good, you're lucky we weren't measuring dicks. But Richie and Eddie go into the house with Bill. Mm-hmm. Just the three of them. Everyone else stays outside. And they all get separated, and each of them experiences something. First thing that freaks out Richie, it's the first moment where it gets really dramatic. You see him get dramatic because he doesn't believe this shit. Majority of it.
He's just been lighthearted, jokey the whole time up until this scene.
But he freaks out when he finds a missing sign of him.
Yeah, with his face on it.
And he freaks out. Mm-hmm. And then he ends up getting separated from Bill. They end up in a room.
So does Eddie.
Yeah,
they all three get
separated, which is really strange. And, the leper comes after Eddie. Bill's just stuck in a room by himself, separated from Richie. Richie ends up in a room where they're full of clowns. And Richie says early in the movie he's scared of clowns.
Yes, and you can see Tim Curry's Pennywise.
You see a Pennywise doll, like Tim Curry's Pennywise doll.
Yeah, that was a nice nod.
It's a really good nod. But it's creepy because you find a coffin. And there's a little child coffin, and it opens with the missing flyer with Richie's face on it. It says found
in blood. And it's him, but it's like a doll.
It's like a doll, but with maggots on it. That looks like Richie. So he freaks out, Pennywise comes after him. It's really creepy. There's a lot of crazy shit that happens in the movie, but this is the first time they all kind of come together. And Eddie's by himself. He falls and through a floor.
Breaks his arm badly.
It's really gross. His arm's all dislocated. and a refrigerator
Don't
opens.
fucking touch me!
Yeah, a refrigerator opens, and Pennywise is inside, but he's all distorted. And he comes out like upside down and backwards, and has to twist all of his limbs around in order to stand up straight. And that performance, his walk and the way he carried himself,
Oh, absolutely.
is so good and creepy.
He feels more alien in this one. Like,
Yeah.
Tim Curry, I love Tim Curry. I love his performance, absolutely. But he didn't really feel like, he still felt like a human to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this, Bill Skarsgård, just the way he moves, you know, you could tell he's not quite human, you know what I mean? Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure Bill Skarsgård is a human.
But yeah, it's just it was really crazy.
I love the little jig he does at the end when Beverly's in the sewer and that little curtain comes up and he's
Pennywise dancing,
and he starts dancing. It's so creepy because he's got that look on his face.
Yeah, he's like dancing all cheery and happy, but his face is real twisted and
Yeah.
evil looking.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Pennywise, the dancing clown. Don't want your boat. Here, take it.
Take it. Yeah. Poor Georgie.
Yeah. Oh, just good. It was just. I just can't talk about how much I love this movie. I love the characters. The Losers Club is so great. All those kids were awesome. Like, I don't know. I feel like Stan was the one probably had the least to do in the movie.
Yeah, but I think that's true of the miniseries too.
Yeah, it's true.
But he
kind of there.
You can see some foreshadowing that he'd rather take his own life than go back and face the clown. Like he really had to be lured into the house by the guys, you know. He didn't want to go in. At the end, when they're going into the sewer, he's like, come on, Stan, come on, it's okay. And he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And then when he does get attacked by the clown and they save him, and he's screaming, like, you guys left me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of see.
Yeah.
But when they make the blood pact at the end, he does join in immediately. In the miniseries, he really hesitates before he's like, okay, I swear.
I think what's also interesting, too, is there's a point where after they get out of the house, after Eddie's arm is broken, Eddie's protective mother takes him away, and everyone's, like, turning on each other to, like, stop it, this is what it wants. It wants to divide us. And Bill's like, come on, I need you guys to come with me. We gotta go stop it. Beverly's down. Richie's like, I can't. Fuck this. I'm leaving. You know, I don't want to end up dead. Too.
Richie out.
Richie out. Yeah. You know, so Richie steps out. Mike's like, I gotta go. And they're like, come on. Mike's like, I'm an outsider. Just gotta be that way.
Yeah, he's like,
and he takes off of bed, just kind of, you know, waddles off too.
Waddles off.
Sorry, I had to say it.
That's so mean.
I'm fat. I could say it. It wouldn't be okay if you
Talking
said
about
it.
a little boy though.
I was a little fat boy too.
Oh, this poor child.
I had the red stuff. There's a lot of New Kids references. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
But so they all separate, and then, you know, once Beverly's taken, you know, Bill's like, I gotta go save her. So he goes to Richie first, like, come on, Richie, we gotta go. And then suddenly everyone's down, everyone's all together.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, they call Eddie, and Eddie stands up to his mom and is like, see this? This is a placebo. It's
No,
bullshit.
it's a gazebo.
Gazebo.
He can't remember the word for placebo
it's
yet.
a gazebo.
It's gazebo. It's bullshit.
Yeah. But they're all suddenly together again, which I thought was like, okay, well, how did Mike get back on board? Because he wasn't about this a minute ago.
Right.
So I was kind of wondering how they suddenly all just like got back on it so quickly. I would have
Maybe
liked
they're like,
to
this
have seen
movie's
that.
already been on almost 2
I'm
hours.
willing to bet, yeah, because the movie is 2 hours and change, and I'm willing to bet that they probably shot something, but they cut it out.
Probably. Oh, I'm sure there was plenty cut out. Yeah.
And apparently I read something that they did shoot a bunch of additional scenes with the kids for flashbacks for the next movie.
Oh, good.
So
Because I'm gonna miss them.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, I'm buying this movie when it comes out.
Yeah.
On Blu-ray, like for sure.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say next? Dude, I mean, it's just. I can't stop gushing about this movie. It was so great.
It was really great.
Great.
I figured they would, but I'm still kind of wondering at the end. I'm like, so kitty orgy.
Kitty orgy?
Yeah, as in child orgy. Are they gonna keep that or?
No, I mean I knew they weren't going to.
I figured they wouldn't. That's a little much. Apparently in the book it doesn't seem gross, like there's context or whatever, but I'm like,
Well, and then I guess there's articles where or something like, oh, it's a scene that wasn't necessary. It's a little too much, you know. Then I saw one, I don't know what the site was, but they said, that's, like, why the scene would be in defense of that one scene. Yes, we go there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read the article, but I saw that, and I'm like, wow, I'm sure they have something to say. And then I guess people asked Stephen King about it, and I guess he said it wasn't supposed to be this awful perverted thing, that it's been, I don't know, it's hard without actually reading it.
That's true. Yeah.
It's hard to really gauge how it's meant.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like, just it sounds awful. It sounds pretty terrible.
When someone describes it to you, you're like, what? No.
Beverly bones them all? Like,
they run a train on her?
yeah, like,
no.
it's hard to.
They're children.
They're kids.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's hard to put that one into words, but
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. You really liked the movie too, obviously.
I did.
So,
like, now I've never been afraid of clowns. I know a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Are you? Do you?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, I get it. I guess I get it. Like, if I saw a clown where a clown did not belong, I would probably be scared. Like, if I'm out walking the dog, like, our apartment complex, if I see one out in the trees out there, I'm probably
gonna be fucking
freak
weird.
out.
Yeah.
But in general, clowns don't bother me.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. And
But that is a big fear that a lot of people have.
Especially they're gonna really have it now.
Right. But there's a short film that I saw on YouTube. What was it called? It was, I can't remember if it was Mr. Jingles or Mr. Jangles, but I really, really enjoyed it, and it did make me freak out.
Oh, I think you told me about that one.
Yeah, it's really good. Maybe I'll put a link to it.
I saw a short film online that featured a clown that was really freaky. I think it was called The Eighth Circle of Hell, or something like that. I have to show it to you. I don't even want to tell you what happens.
Okay.
It's a weird short film. It's supposed to be part of a... I'm sorry. Watching Happy Gilmore on mute right
laugh.
now. I'm sorry.
How dare you laugh at anything Adam Sandler does?
It's that part where Happy Gilmore walks up to a guy, talks shit to him, pulls his shirt over his head and takes it off, and then punches him. I'm sorry. That action just made me laugh.
You should be sorry.
I am sorry.
There's also a great documentary called Killer Legends that goes into the whole scary clown craze. So
right.
You guys should check that out if you haven't.
Yeah, Killer Legends, check that out, man. That's on, I don't know if it's on Hulu, but I know it's on Shudder.
Yeah.
If you have Shudder, which you should have if you love genre stuff.
It used to be on Netflix. I don't think it is anymore.
It might not be, no.
Because that's where I first saw it.
It talks about they tracked down the urban legend about the babysitter phone calls and murders and razor blades or poisoning candy and clowns abducting kids and all that stuff. All that stuff kind of like, it kind of gets to the root of it.
It's really interesting.
And like, I thought it was going to be like a horror movie, like a found footage horror movie. No, it's a legit documentary.
Yeah, it's really fascinating.
Yeah, some really fascinating stuff in it. So
it really goes into the origins of all these urban legends.
Yeah. But, I don't know, pretty much, I mean, I put out most of my thoughts on this movie.
Yeah, I think I have too.
I am curious what would have happened if Cary Fukunaga had directed this movie. I am fascinated and really pleased to see that he still has a writing credit.
I noticed that.
Yeah, so apparently they kept a lot of his stuff. So, for those that don't know, Cary Fukunaga directed Sin Nombre, Jane Austen, and the first season of True Detective. He also did a Netflix movie with Idris Elba called Beasts of No Nation. I think he's a fantastic fucking director. And he was attached to directing it for a very long time. And he always said he wanted to make 2 movies, one with the kids, one with adults. So they kept that plan. But apparently Warner Brothers wasn't too into it. I don't know. But there were creative differences. And ultimately he left the movie.
Yeah, I remember. I thought the project was dead for a while because it seemed like...
No, it was on the fast track.
I didn't know they were going to go ahead with it without him.
Yeah, no, it was on a fast track. They're like, well, we got to get the director, and they brought in Andy Muschietti, who I feel like I'm saying his last name wrong. I got to double check on how to actually...
Who does not have a lot of credits to his name besides Mama.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. But,
Do you know if he's...
yeah.
Excuse me, do you know if he's directing the next one, too?
He is.
Okay.
He is. Andy Muschietti. Yeah, I guess I've got it right. Anyway. Well, he directed Mama, which I wasn't incredibly thrilled by.
It's okay. It's
there
fine.
are some cool things in it, but I just think it's an okay movie.
It's passable.
Yeah, that's all right. So I wasn't sure. I'm like, oh, they're getting a guy that directed an okay
Yeah, I know.
movie
You
to
were
do
kind of
this.
like, oh, I really
I
was
don't
into
know.
Cary Fukunaga doing it.
Yeah, because Cary Fukunaga was such a good filmmaker, and he was so into making the movie. Like, he talked about it so passionately. And then
It's always a shame when that happens.
Yeah, and then they talked about this guy, and I'm like, I don't know. This guy's like, I don't know. I feel bad because I judged him. I was like, they're going to get a generic horror director kind of to do it. Like, I don't know. But I was wrong, man. This was
He
so
brought
well
it,
done. Yeah. And
you could tell he cared about this. You
and
know?
they said this, like, we kept a lot of Carrie's stuff because it fit. And, so, I don't know. I guess they didn't change a lot from what Cary Fukunaga was going to do. We'll never really know, I guess, unless you actually got in a room with him. But
and speaking of people who had to drop out, Will Poulter was attached as Pennywise
yeah,
at one
man.
point. Those eyebrows.
Yeah. Dude, that kid's fucking great. Or, well, he's not a kid. I mean, he's a man. But, I mean, he looks like a kid.
Yeah.
I love that guy from We're the Millers. He plays that dorky white kid who I thought was American. I didn't know he was actually British.
Is he?
Homeboy's British.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you see him like on the set of We're the Millers, and Andrew's like, so yeah, when I got to do this role, I was like, what?
You're like, you stop that.
Shut up.
I didn't know that.
Fucking liar.
And
No.
he just recently we saw him in Detroit. And
Yeah, he was
great
really good
in
in
that.
Detroit.
Really, really scary.
But apparently he had backed out of Pennywise because I guess Cary Fukunaga had left, and he still had the role. He wasn't fired. He just like didn't know if he wanted to do that kind of dark character, dark role, and he was like, well, I don't know, and I don't know. So I said, I'm going to play a racist white cop in Detroit.
Because that's not as bad.
But
I think he would have done great. I really
apparently,
do.
yeah, they said the people. I mean, I would love to see his audition tape. I hope that makes it on the DVD or Blu-ray. Because apparently there is an audition tape of him, and apparently it's incredible.
Because I do think Bill Skarsgård did a
phenomenal,
fantastic job.
man.
He really
He was
did.
so good.
And I wouldn't trade him, but I'm curious, you
Yeah.
know, what Will Poulter would have done with it.
Yeah. All in all, whether you like the TV miniseries, or if you like I think the movie's just great. It's just a damn good movie. It's really enjoyable, really entertaining. There's a lot of heart, man. There's a lot of heart that went into this movie, and into making it, and the chemistry of the characters. It's just really solid, and the TV movie. It's like, I think it's precious to a lot of us because we all love Tim Curry so much.
Yeah, it didn't quite hold up as well as I remember
Watching it
being
again,
when I was 12.
It's been a while since I've watched. I mean, I usually watch it every once in a while, but it's been a long time since I've seen it. And when we watched it last week, it's like, wow, it doesn't really. It's really dated.
Yeah.
It's really dated, and here's the thing: it's very censored. Because I
Yeah.
mean, not that everything has to be vulgar and violent and R-rated. But it's very TV friendly.
Well.
And TV movies don't have the best reputation for being great, This is just a very nostalgic movie. Because I think a lot of it has to do with, Jonathan Brandis, unfortunately passing away at such a young age. And then Tim Curry, there's so much love for him. Like, it's just, and then John Ritter passing away.
Oh, yeah.
And how big a fan base he has. I mean, it's just like there's just a lot of love for that, and this isn't discrediting it at all. Like, not saying
No,
it sucks.
I still like the miniseries.
It's fun, yeah, but this is just the full potential of the material.
Yeah.
This is what horror movies should be. I mean, this isn't really, like I said, this isn't really a remake. It's an adaptation. It's a fresh adaptation of material. It's a new take on material, pre-existing material.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a remake. But this is how it should be done. And this is what horror movies should be like. This should learn. Like if you're going to do a horror film, do something like this. Make it fresh and, it's, I don't know, I guess the geeky, nostalgic thing is in, which you were just saying, like, oh, that's what it is, why everyone likes it. Yeah, there's a bit of that, but there's so much heart that goes with it.
Oh, there is heart in this.
There's so much heart
definitely.
in it, and it's a lot of raw talent. And I can't wait to see the next movie. I can't wait to, you know. And
yeah, I hope they cast adults who are half as good as those kids were.
They're like, this movie's a huge hit, and wouldn't it be cool if it just got a Best Picture nom?
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
Just saying.
It's not gonna happen.
Just saying. It would be awesome if it did.
I still want.
I want Get Out to get a nomination.
I was just gonna say that. I want Get Out to get
Fuck.
some love, but that's not gonna happen either. The Academy doesn't like horror films.
You know, they used to.
I guess.
I mean, Exorcist is an Academy Award winning film.
That's true.
So is Silence of the Lambs. Like,
Yes, but Silence of the Lambs, that's a thriller.
Yeah.
That's a psychological thriller.
Sixth Sense was nominated.
That's true.
Like, I don't know. Anyway.
It would be nice, but
Yeah.
I doubt it.
But look, it's one of my favorite movies of the year, hands down, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a really good movie. It's extremely well made. If you haven't seen it and you're still listening to this, and sorry we spoiled so much for you. I'm sure there's plenty of things we didn't talk about and spoil. But see it, man. See it again. I want to see it again. I don't know if we'll get around to it, but we're definitely going to be owning it. We're definitely going to own it once it comes out.
Absolutely.
But all in all, man, it's just great. That's all there really is to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, any last thoughts? Any final words, Tib?
No, just if you're a fan of horror films, if you're a fan of the novel. Well, I can't say if you're a fan of the novel or not, because I don't know, I haven't read it. But if you're a fan of the miniseries, I think you'll enjoy this.
Even more, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many great things about this.
Yeah.
Especially if you like Stranger Things, man. It's just that to the 10th level. It's just Fuck you, Tib.
What are you talking about?
Alright, guys. Well, that's going to do it for us. It's our bedtime. Way past our bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
So, take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. And remember, down here, you'll float too.
Good night, everybody. We'll be here all week.
Pleasant dreams.